Time now for Morning Rounds with CBS News Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. John LaPook and CBS News contributor Dr. Holly Phillips. First up, in a long-awaited announcement, the Food and Drug Administration finally moved to ban trans fats from the food supply. Food makers will have 3 years to remove them from their products. John, this has been in the works for some time now. Why are trans fats seen as so dangerous?
Well, they increase LDL, the bad cholesterol. They decrease HDL, the good cholesterol. One study shows that if you have a ban, that it can prevent up to 20,000 heart attacks a year. So these are not good for our health, and we've known it for a long time.
Well, if we've known it for a long time and we know how bad they are, why are we still using them?
They are things that help maintain flavor of food and of products, and they extend shelf life. Now, the problem is they don't seem to extend the shelf life of people.
Does this mean, Holly, that in 3 years, then, trans fats are going to be completely eliminated from food products?
Right. Well, you know, Anthony, technically they won't be completely gone because trans fats do occur naturally in certain meats and dairy products and certain oils during the manufacturing process. Also, some companies will be able to petition the FDA to still use them in small amounts in certain products. But overall, our exposure to trans fats is going to be dramatically decreased. So that's all upside for our health.
When you're sick, getting out of bed can seem like a challenge, and going to the doctor a near impossibility if you can get an appointment. But now, with the rise of telemedicine, there are apps for that. Holly tagged along to see how it works when doctors come to you.
Hi, this is Jillian, the nurse and pager. I saw that you requested a health check.
I did.
39-year-old Oliver Gold hates to go to the doctor. So when he wanted a checkup, he tried out the new Pager app on his smartphone to have the doctor come to him.
Okay, so what time works well for you?
After an initial consult,
Hi.
Hi, Oliver.
a short time later, a nurse practitioner shows up at his door. She checks his cholesterol,
195.
calculates his BMI, and takes his blood pressure.
Good, your blood pressure is 118/70.
How did you feel having the nurse come to your home?
It was really easy and convenient. I don't know that I'd have done it otherwise.
Using the Pager app on your smartphone or their website on your computer, you can get medical care from a board-certified doctor or nurse practitioner at home within 2 hours. Their newest service is the wellness visit Oliver had, called Health Check. But they're most often called for urgent matters, everything from stitches to strep throat tests, and can write prescriptions.
It's all about you sitting back while you're sick or keeping your kid at home resting while the healthcare comes to you.
Toby Harvey is the general manager at Pager, one of several new startups that bring doctors to patients with digital technology. So do you think that this is a passing fad, or is this the new future of medicine?
In a lot of ways, it's back to the future, and this is where medicine is heading.
Holly, it feels sort of like the modern-day house call, obviously. And I agree with that guy. You know, I might not go if, to the doctor if it wasn't this convenient.
Exactly.
But are there concerns about this?
Yeah, with telemedicine overall, there are concerns. Some telemedicine involves just video apps where you talk with a doctor just over a video application. And there you lose a critical aspect of medicine, which is the physical exam. So many times a patient will say, call me on the phone. I think it's one thing. And then when they walk into the office, you realize, oh, wait, this is a completely different picture. House calls get around that because there is an interpersonal interaction. On the other hand, you lose that continuity of care where you have the same doctor over years and years, which translates into better quality of care. I think, though, telemedicine is here to stay. It's on the rise. So we'll have to figure out ways to make it even better.
Next up, how to get out of the dark when it comes to sunblock. A survey published this week found only 43% of people understand how SPF works, and about 1 in 5 doesn't even read sunscreen labels. I fear I might be this 1 in 5. I glance at them. What exactly does SPF mean?
SPF stands for Sun Protection Factor, that's SPF, and an SPF of 30, for example, would mean that it will take 30 times longer to get a sunburn. This is only protection against UVB. The B is the burning rays. So if normally you'd be out in the sun without anything and you get burned in 10 minutes, with an SPF 30, it's 300 minutes.
So, Holly, what exactly should you look for in a sunscreen label, then?
Right. The labels are confusing, but if you only look for one thing, look for the words broad spectrum. That means that the sunscreen protects you against UVA rays, which cause skin aging and wrinkles, and UVB rays, which are primarily responsible for sunburns. Both types of rays, though, contribute to skin cancer. ultimately look for an SPF of 15 or above, but it really doesn't come down so much to the SPF number as how well you apply the sunscreen and how often.
Well, finally, if your child has a pretty good memory, a new study suggests he or she may also be pretty good at lying. Experts in Britain found children with strong verbal memories are much better at covering up lies.
I find this reassuring. You know, my 6-year-old is honest Abe, but my 3-year-old could be caught at the scene of the crime holding the evidence and still deny. But now I'm going to look at that situation and I'm going to say that means her thinking skills are improving and she's got a strong memory. It's a different way of looking at it.
They're almost like developmental milestones. I mean, when your kid is young, the lies are obvious. You know, what happened to that cookie? A dinosaur came in and ate it. And then like a few years later, it's the dog ate it. Yep. And then maybe a few years after that, it's, well, my older brother ate it. Well, now I'm not quite so sure. So there's this whole, you know, and of course, the smarter your kid is, the better the memory, the more sophisticated the lies. I think the whole area of lying is so interesting. What do you do about white lies?
Yeah, exactly.
There are times when lying helps, but then how does your kid make head or tails of that? Ultimately, my kid's kid, I always say, the truth shall set you free. You want your kid leaving the home telling the truth.
Right.
And not thinking that lying is a way to negotiate the world.
No.
But on the other hand, there are little times when just you do tell these white lies. You want your kid to be able to not hurt somebody's feeling. I think it's an interesting field.
All right. Dr. John LaPook, Dr. Holly Phillips, thank you both very much.